Hello, BookTube. I'm trying to ease my way back into making a usual barrage of boring videos. I gave you a break for a while from doing that, but it looks like I might be able to resume normal service of tedium. I thought I would continue with a string of mail hauls. I opened a bunch of mail already today. It's amazing how quickly you fall out of the habit. but I saved some. Uh, like for instance, we have one periodical and a couple of packages. That ought to be enough. No mail haul has to be 40 minutes long. The periodical is the Vineyard Gazette, the Martha's Vineyard Gazette, broadsheet newspaper from the island of Martha's Vineyard off the coast of Massachusetts. Someone has written in pen on this. I will forgive that because the opening quote, there's always a quote at the top there. And this was from Edwin Way Teale, which I really, really like that author. And the reason that I'm going to forgive the writing on the front of the Gazette is because, like everybody else, I opened it and go straight to the back. I go straight to the columns in the back. You have All Outdoors, Bird News, and the Vineyard Gardener, and they're all three adored columns. When you get the Gazette, if you're at the Vineyard, you turn right away to those. You want to know who has seen what kind of bird in their backyard. And even the gardening news is I think, more and more interesting as colder weather comes in. Which the Vineyard is an island off the coast of Massachusetts, so it does sometimes get colder weather. Boston's not going to get colder weather. I mean, it's going to get chillier. Obviously, it's going to get chillier, but we're not going to have anything like cold weather this year, or I would argue ever again, at least in the lifespan of humanity. In the next Milankovitch cycle, warm weather for this area may return, cold weather for this area may return, but I don't think anything in between then and now. My definition of cold being if I were outside and I had just the stuff all around me, the hedges, the brambles, the field, the houses, could I improvise enough shelter to survive the night? In my opinion, if the answer to that question is no, then it's genuinely cold outside. And I don't think the answer to that question will be no at any point this summer or this winter. So, but these stay interesting anyway. Those columns in the back stay interesting anyway, right? Because in addition to the columns, you get the photographs, which are not taken from the wire. Everything in the Vineyard Gazette is original. All the photographs are the beautiful photography here is all original. It's all people contributing to this paper. Wonderful, wonderful thing. I get the Gazette in the mail because I write book reviews for them, which is a joy of my life to do. So that's why I have this. But it's always interesting to flip through it. The Vineyard Gazette is very much a local newspaper. But I don't feel estranged by that fact since I have spent an enormous amount of time on the Vineyard, an enormous amount of time. But then we've got a couple of packages. No big boxes this time around, just a couple of packages. Let's see what we have here, just to keep the momentum of mail going. What is this? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, what are you? You are 200 pages, soaking wet. This is by Andreas Daum, and it is called Alexander von Humboldt, A Concise Biography. Tiny little thing, 200 pages. Von Humboldt just recently, I think, had a biography that was almost 1,000 pages. This is translated by Robert Savage, and maybe it is part of a series. I don't really know. I'll have to check with the publicist for Princeton. This could be part of a series. It could be that they're going to come out with a whole bunch of concise biographies. So this is due at the end of October. In this book, the author offers a succinct and novel interpretation of the life and oeuvre of Prussian nobleman and polymath Alexander von Humboldt. As a naturalist and scholar, Humboldt traveled the world, from the Americas to Central Asia, and recorded his observations in multiple volumes. Used to be able to get a really nice set of those volumes from, I think, Dover Books. Moving beyond the conventional views of Humboldt as either intellectual superhero or gentleman colonizer, the author's incisive account focuses on Humboldt in the context of the tumultuous period of history in which he lived. He embodied the contradictions that marked the age of the Atlantic revolutions. He became a critic of slavery and embraced the emerging civil society, but remained close to authoritarian rulers. He dedicated his life to scientific research, yet was driven by emotional impulses and pleaded for an aesthetic appreciation of nature. The author introduces a man passionately striving to establish a cosmic understanding of nature while grappling with the era's explosion of knowledge. Okay, well, this could be really good. I don't have anything in principle against a concise biography, not at all. So a short biography of Alexander von Humboldt. I don't have anything against a concise biography, and a lot of you look on them as manna from heaven. And I understand that completely. I don't denigrate that at all. A lot of you avid readers of biography very much want to read these things, but an 800-page biography of anyone represents almost all of your reading time for a given month. I understand completely why, even being an avid student of history, you would look at that and say, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make that bargain. So a 200-page biography, especially if it's well done, would be a really neat solution to that. So let's see what this next one. Oh, okay, great. Great. This is a finished copy of something that we have seen already. Yes? Yes. This is Into the Great Wide Ocean, Life in the Least Known Habitat on Earth by Sanka Johnson. And this comes out also in mid to late October. Only now it has blurbs. There's a Kirkus blurb on here. They liked it. The open ocean, far from the shore and miles above the seafloor, is a vast and formidable habitat that is home to the most abundant life on our planet, from giant squid to jellyfish to anglerfish to bioluminescent lures that draw prey into their toothy mouths. This book takes readers inside the peculiar world of the seagoing scientists who are providing tantalizing new insights into how the animals of the open ocean solve the problems of their existence. And you notice the switcheroo right there, right? If you read nature books like this, you're going to be familiar with that switcheroo. Which is that we're told about how incredible and vast and formidable a place the open ocean is, and then we are told that what the book is going to do is take us into the lives of the people studying it, not the subject itself. I don't know. I have the advanced copy of this, so I haven't got to it. I don't know if that happens in this book. This book presents the sea and its inhabitants as you have never seen them before, and reminds us that the rules of survival in the open ocean, though they may seem strange to us, are the primary rules of life on Earth. I might take a little exception to that as you've never seen them before, bit, because of course I have seen them. I've spent a huge amount of time on the open ocean. Days of travel in any direction, not only from land, but from any other humans. Huge amount of time doing that. So I am fairly familiar with it. It's been a long time, but I don't imagine it's changed much. Although maybe it has. When I did it, the only satellites in the sky there were 10 of them. And now there's a billion of them in orbit, and they track and map everything. So, and when I did it, there was no plastic in the ocean. Now there's a lot of plastic everywhere in the ocean, even the bottom of the Mariana Trench. So maybe it is different. But I got a very good feeling for the rhythm and the emptiness of the great open ocean. And I got a very good feeling for what lives there. I met a lot of the people who live there. So another October release. So we have 2 works of nonfiction, 2 skinny October nonfiction releases from Princeton. Plus the Vineyard Gazette. Not bad at all for a tiny little mail haul to get me back in the saddle. But I'll wrap this up for now, short as it is, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.